I'm going to show you a common problem that you can run into in React, and then I'm going to show you the wrong way to fix it, as well as, of course, the correct way to fix it. So the issue here is that often in a React app, you might want to reset the state based on some other prop or state value. So for example, say we have this comment section and user 1 types in this comment section, profile 1. Well, when they switch to profile 2, we probably want to clear out this comment section. And same thing when they switch to profile 3 and so on and so forth. And this is fairly common to where you might have an application to where a user can select different profiles and you want to kind of clear the state when they select a different profile, or maybe the user ID changes. So if we look at the code here, we have our profile page, and then we render a profile component, and we pass it a user ID prop. And then in our profile component, this is where we manage the comment and set comment state. So one way that we could fix this, and this is going to be the incorrect way to fix this, is we could add a useEffect here, and then we could set comment back to an empty string once the user ID changes. So we could track the user ID. And if we do this, what you're going to see is if I type in this comment section and I change the profile, it does indeed change this. However, this is absolutely not needed and probably what I would consider the wrong way to do this. Now, it works, so it's not like it's a major issue, but it's more code that's needed, and it can also lead to bugs down the road. You're also kind of triggering a double render here to where you're first going to render this profile page, and it's going to have the previous comment set, but then you're going to see, okay, this useEffect is going to run, it's going to see the user ID has changed, and then it's going to set the comment back to an empty string, and then when you set state in React, it's going to re-render this component. So you're going to kind of get like a double render when you do this, and that can sometimes cause some issues as well. So a better way to do this here is actually super simple, but I think a lot of React developers don't really know about it. So let me get rid of this useEffect. And then all we need to do is we go back to our page component, and on our profile component, we can effectively tell React that once a certain value changes, we want to basically render a new profile component with reinitializing its state. And the way that you can do that is you can pass a key prop, and this key prop should be, okay, under what circumstance do we want to render a completely new profile component to reinitialize state? Well, if the user ID changes. So if we pass a key of user ID, when this user ID changes, we're effectively going to reinitialize this profile component, render a new profile component, and reinitialize the state. So we pass that key as a prop to our profile. So when that user ID changes, then this profile is going to basically be a new instance of the profile, and its state is going to get reset here. And there's nothing else we need to do here within the profile component itself. So to prove I'm not lying, I'm going to refresh the page here just for good measure, type in some stuff. We're going to change the user ID here by setting a new profile, and you can see it resets the state. And this is a much easier and cleaner way to do this, and it's probably a little bit better for performance. It doesn't kind of trigger that double render that I kind of mentioned earlier with using the useEffect. And generally, whenever I can avoid using a useEffect, I think that's a good practice. So in your React applications, anytime you find yourself using a useEffect just to kind of reset state based on like a prop that you're passing, take a step back, see if it makes sense to take an approach to where you pass a key prop to just reset that state instead. And that's going to be a much cleaner way to do this. And this is something that I see all the time in applications to where they use a useEffect just to reset state. You don't need to do that. This is going to be a much easier way and cleaner way and more performant way to do this. So I hope this helps. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in that next one.